Hey, what's up? This is Chosen, and this video is going to be going over some new champions that Plarium kind of snuck in the back door on us here that we didn't really know were coming to the game. I'm going to do my best to spot them all and give you a live first reaction. I have not gone over them yet. I like to react to their kit and kind of grade them alive as a first reaction for you guys. So that's what this video is going to be, and let's get into it. Alrighty, so I'm going to go through the index and try to spot the ones that are new and go over them. So first of all, if I miss any, I do apologize. Definitely let me know down in the comments so we can keep people up to date on all the new champions, and I will get them added to the tier list as soon as I can. Probably do that during stream or something. So as I go through the banner lords, not seeing anything super new here, but this one does look new to me. We've got a rare here called Dagger, a void rare. Attack one enemy 2 times, each hit decreases turn. So you can, as long as you get the accuracy, you can decrease turn meter by 8%. Okay. And then we've got an AoE that we can book to a 3-turn cooldown of defense break. Okay, not bad. That's pretty good for a rare. A void with a 3-turn cooldown AoE defense break. Pretty solid. Then we've got a single target attack that places decreased attack and also, 25% decreased attack. And then you can also place the big version if the target's under decreased defense. Okay, so yeah, some potential here for being a general utility rare for dungeons, and then bringing some utility for the boss fight, helping you stay alive. Good base speed, low base toughness, so not gonna be very sturdy, but okay, not bad in terms of a rare. Probably like a B plus. Yeah, anytime you got a 3-turn AoE big defense break, that alone right there on a void champion is going to be pretty solid. So yeah, probably like a B plus. Pretty solid rare here. Inquisitor is a new epic in the Sacred Order, and we've got pretty solid base stats. Not too bad. The defense is a little bit low, but not like under 800 or something like we've seen on some of these champions. And what Inquisitor is not super new. I believe I've gone over Inquisitor before, so I'll do it quickly here. But gonna be kind of a counter to fear champions. You can see here the passive is each critical hit fills the champion's turn meter, but also when an ally receives a fear or true fear debuff, this skill will instantly remove the debuff and fill all allies' turn meters by 15%. So you could see in a situation where you're going up against like a Harvest Jack or somebody that has AoE fearing, this could be a pretty cool ability to kind of wipe that away and help you counteract that effect. Then we've also got the counterattack on the A1 when an enemy places a debuff on an ally, and what it's going to do is do a single target chance of decreasing duration of a random buff. So yeah, Inquisitor's got some interesting utility that'll be fun to play around with. So again, I would give that like a B plus. There's at least a role in the game here for Inquisitor. Now it looks like in the Barbarians we've got a new uncommon champion. Go Cold Brew. Here we go. Let's hope it's good. We've got Sandbow uncommon in the Barbarians. Oh, that's pretty lame. Just an attack scaling single target. So the A2 better be pretty good. 1 enemy 2 times. The baby version of weekend. That's too bad. So this champion is hot garbage. Unfortunately, not really a whole lot to say there other than Sandbow being food. Then we've got the new rare Tiger Soul. I'm trying to go through the rares and uncommons pretty quickly. Poison. That's good. That's good for a beginner clan boss team. Won't be like end game or anything, but okay, looks like a decent champion for like early game clan boss. Block debuffs and increased defense on this champion. Then you get poison on the A1 and the baby version of weaken on a 4-turn cooldown. So nothing amazing in terms of being a rare, but at least like a super beginner friendly A1 poison for clan boss or something. Then we've got the epic right here, Harken Great Blade. Alrighty, cool sword. I like that. Okay. Base stats. Looks like an attack champion with a little bit of low toughness. 1 enemy plays extra hit if critical. Okay, let's hope the A2 and A3 have lots of utility. 1 enemy places the big version of weaken on a 4-turn cooldown. And then we've got another book to a 4-turn cooldown. Applies debuff spread, taking 2 random debuffs from the target, placing them on all enemies. And then probably Doom Tower. Yep. Ally attack and Doom Tower. Okay. Yeah. Nothing super special here in terms of being a void epic, in my opinion. Unfortunately, I would give this like a C minus or a D plus. Is kind of my first reaction here. It's tough to get consistent value out of some of this stuff here. So that'll do it for that one. And then we've also got a new legendary in the barbarians, so lots of new barbarians coming through. And wow, okay, very cool looking champion. And we've got a new background. Don't see that very often unless I'm mistaken. Usually you get kind of the same old background on every champion. You can see here you get the same background all the time, but then when you get right here to Yakarl, or however you say that, Yakarl, you get the storm, the snowy storm in the background. So that's interesting. I wonder if they're gonna start doing that more often and giving champions like their own special background for void legendaries or something. That'd be kind of a cool little touch, is give them their own special background. Okay, so in terms of the kit, lots of base attack, that's for sure. Attack one enemy 2 times. He should has a chance to place a freeze. That's cool. We'll ignore shield buffs if there are 1 or more enemies under a freeze. We'll also ignore block damage buffs if there are 2 or more. We'll ignore defense if 3 or more. So synergizing with a freeze champion, okay. And you can get that booked up a little bit, get 10% buff chance onto this this 20%. Okay. A2, we can book it to a 3-turn cooldown. 1 enemy places decreased speed for 3 turns and can place a freeze for 1 turn. Okay, also steals 100% of the target's turn meter and places a 30% increased speed on this champion. Okay, that's pretty cool. Really good for boss fights as well. Obviously not like the clan boss where you can't steal turn meter and it won't work in the dragon as well, but could be a very impactful ability in the right situation. All right, then we've got the passive here with a passive and an active effect. Decrease the damage the champion receives by 10% and increase the damage the champion inflicts by 10% if 1 or more. Okay, so going to be more and more sturdy as you're placing these freezes. Increase this champion's speed by 15 and res by 50 if 2 or more. Yeah, so definitely lots of freezing synergy. And then place an unkillable buff on this champion for 2 turns whenever there are 3 or more enemies under a freeze on a 5-turn cooldown, unfortunately. And then more Doom Towers. So, yeah, interesting. Gonna provide lots of maybe tag team arena synergy around people like Torment and Shiramani, people Ray, people that place freeze. So, yeah, I'd give him like a B or a B plus. Looks fun to play around with, but not like a Siffy or anything. So, yeah, B plus, and kudos in the background. I kind of like throwing that touch in here. Then looks like we've got a couple to go over in Ogrim. We've got the very, very cool aesthetics here. Okay, we've got the Void Rare base stats, good base HP, probably scales with HP. Yep. Okay. 1 enemy 70 on this champion if critical. Okay. Then can book this to a 3-turn cooldown. Heal all by their max HP. I don't like that. I wish it was by this champion's max HP. Revive, okay, on a 5-turn cooldown. Okay, so gonna help out with faction wars. I think you've got some team heals on a 3-turn cooldown, which is pretty consistent heals, and then you've also got revive in case someone dies. So basically you're just gonna be a rare that has the potential to help you 3-star some faction wars content. So like a C. I mean, remember on rares you can't grade them too harshly because they are rares. So you're not expecting them to be better than legendaries or anything. But yeah, C plus. Brings a little bit of utility to the game, but not like an amazing champion. Then we've got another rare here, Roughstone. Okay, AoE A1. I like that on a rare. Then decrease max HP. Oh, okay, that can help out with some of these new mechanics we're seeing in the Doom Tower. We'll ignore defense, granting an extra turn if critical. To cycle through to this A1. Okay, that's got some potential. I'd say like a B minus. A rare with an AoE A1, and then some utility here besides that. So yeah, I'd say B minus here on Roughstone. Then up into the epics, we've got Grunch Killjoy. Okay, so we've got the Grinch here. Base stats, good base speed, and okay, not too bad of the base stats. So an epic, 1 enemy. And wow, lots of books. but does place a block buffs. I like that utility on the A1. And then we got an AoE. We can book to a 4-turn of placing bombs that detonate after 1 turn. Okay, at least it's 1 turn. I hate it when they are like 2 or 3 turns or something. I'll remove all debuffs from all allies. That's cool. We've got AoE cleanse. Then place 115% continuous heal for each buff removed. That's decent. I like that. Passive fill turn meters of all allies by 10% whenever a bomb debuff detonates. Cool. And then, so yeah, we're getting some, it looks like we're getting some faction wars help to help people get after that Lydia quest. So, okay. Yeah, I'd give this like a B. Looks like a decent epic, and for sure can slide into some of those Ogryn tribes teams that are struggling for people. And then it doesn't look like any new legendaries for Ogryn. Under Lizardman, it looks like just the epic here, Aox. Now this one I've gone over before for sure. It doesn't look super new, but okay, good A1. Each hit with a chance to place poison, multi-hitter, I like that. Heals all allies by 10% of their max HP. Heals by an extra 2.5 for each debuff on the target. Okay, so that'll be a big heal for like a clan boss or boss fight. Decrease attack on all enemies for 2 turns. 3-turn cooldown when booked. 75% chance of decreasing each enemy's turn meter by 20%. Decrease crit rate on the target if they have more. Okay, interesting. Not like amazing, but all right. Passive increase the duration of 2 random debuffs on the attacker. Again, that could be kind of like a baby Vizier in terms of being a debuff extender. So yeah, has a lot of potential as an epic champion to be a debuff extender that places his own poisons, does some healing. Yeah, pretty cool for the clan boss. Yeah, I think that's the main utility here is going to be the clan boss or maybe faction wars. But yeah, I'd give like a B plus. Looks like a pretty solid champion. Under Skinwalkers, it looks like we're gonna be just this void rare here. Panthera. Okay, base stats, pretty low base HP. It is a rare champion, so we got a triple hitter A1 of decreasing turn meter. All right, it's not gonna be huge. 1 enemy 2 times, each hit of heal reduction. Okay, it can be really good for the Spirit Keep, like early to mid game Spirit Keep, and for Fire Knight maybe. Yeah, because you've got turn meter reduction and heal reduction. Then Perfect Veil and Reflect Damage can also be good for the Fire Knight. So I think they were trying to provide more early to mid game options for the Fire Knight here, maybe with this champion. That's what I'm seeing. And then ally accuracy in dungeons by 40. So okay, yeah, like a C plus for a rare. Again, it's a rare, you can't grade too harshly, but I don't see anything super impressive, so I think C plus is fair. Then under Oryx, we've got a new uncommon. Here we go. Sun Tribe. Heals this champion by 10%. Okay. Sacrifice HP, then heal a target ally. Also a 40% chance of placing. I mean, not going to be a whole lot of utility out of Sun Tribe here, unfortunately, but it is an uncommon, so definitely not going to be a like an Armiger or like a great uncommon. So then we've got Pig Sticker, heal reduction, okay. We want to decrease max. Okay, so more max HP for trying to help out with the Doom Tower here. One enemy 2 times. Okay, so yeah, for the normal Doom Tower, when you're going up against those situations where you need the decreased max HP, okay, could see this having some utility. So again, like a C. Nothing impressive to go over. I think just a C on that one. Then we've got the new legendary here, Gomlock. Place the leech, I like that. Leech for 2 turns on 2 random enemies if the champion has full HP. Okay, I like A1 leech, that's handy. 60% chance of stealing 2 randoms. You can get this to a 2-turn cooldown. I like 2-turn cooldowns. Of decreasing target's turn meter by 50%. Oh, okay, cool. A 2-turn cooldown. Pretty decent chance of decreasing turn meter and stealing 2 random buffs. Yeah, that's good. That's solid. Not amazing, but solid. Attacks all enemies 2 times. You can book it to 4. Big version of decreased defense. Decreasing target's turn meter. Second hit. So you can also do... so important to keep this champion at max HP, maybe in a lifesteal set, or maybe with some good heals, some continuous heal champions. Gonna get a lot of value out of this champion if they're at max HP. Then we've got a passive here. Whenever 4 or more buffs are placed on the enemy in a single turn, place a shield buff on this. Yeah, so that again, that'll synergize with being high HP and full HP. If you are, Gomlock is pretty solid and it has a lot of potential to kind of snowball. So I'll give it a B. There is some potential there to be a good champion, but there is some qualifying factors there that could make it tough to get some consistent value out of him. Then for Demon Spawn, it looks like a couple new epics. We've got Achak, interesting aesthetics here, okay. Lots going on in the kit. A1 attack one enemy, decreasing duration of random buff if under HP burn. It also has a decreasing turn meter on the A1 if they're under freeze. So bringing people with freeze and HP burn could be a pretty solid A1, but lots of qualifiers there. Block debuffs on all allies for 1 turn and a strengthen. It's a 4-turn cooldown, but that's decent. Then we've got an AoE. Now this you can book to a 3-turn cooldown and have a pretty good chance of placing a freeze. All enemies, if their attack is higher than their defense, or an HP burn. So we'll place some synergistic ability on our own here. Okay. Interesting, okay. The passive, heal all allies by 5% of their max HP. Every time an enemy under HP burn gets a turn. That's cool, I like that. Fill the turn meters of all allies by 10% every time an enemy under freeze gets a turn. Okay, yeah, I like this. There's some fun stuff to try out here. This champion at least really looks fun, and I love all battle auras that are HP, defense, or speed. So that is great. In terms of base stats, yeah, all right, not great or bad, but okay, definitely a lot of stuff that are. I'm gonna give this one like a B+. I can't quite go A. But it is possible after I do some testing. So this one, of what I've seen so far, especially out of the epics or rares, that one looks the best to me in terms of something I'd be excited to jump in and test out and build some teams around. Then wow, look at the aesthetics on this. That is amazing. This looks like a legendary. This is an epic, right? Wow, that is amazing aesthetics. That looks like a void legendary skin. Super cool. Okay, so ACOTH, what do we got? Increase, placing a decreased crit rate, scales with defense, that's cool. And then we've got an AoE 3 turns of placing HP burn for each alive enemy. Okay, not bad. Another AoE that we can book to a 4 turn of increasing cooldowns of all skills by 2 turns if they're under an HP burn. Also shield equal to 20% on all allies for 2 turns. That's good. Oh, and we've got a synergistic tandem ability here. Okay, that looks good. 10% chance of placing a fear on an enemy for 1 turn whenever they receive damage from an HP burn placed on themselves. Okay. And HP in all battles by 25%. Okay, again, looks fun, especially for an epic. So it's not even a legendary champion. So again, I'd give it a B+. Looks like we've got some potential here to do some fun things on ACOTH. Then under the Undead Hordes, we've got Balthus. I did go over this in my last video covering the fusion, so I'll go over this really quickly. But Balthus looks like gonna be, a little bit of utility, nothing amazing, but not a complete trash can, and could help out with faction wars a little bit. I'm just gonna go over that quickly though, because I did just touch on it on my last video. But I did not touch on Necrit the Great. This looks like a new champion that slid in here. Got a very like necromancer-ish look. Love it, love it. Lots going on in the kit here. One each hit. Decrease attack, scales with defense. Good stats. Good defense, good HP. Okay. Teams up with allies. Okay. All allies under will join the attack. Grants an extra turn if does not kill a target. Wow, that's pretty solid. Yeah, very cool. Block debuffs and ally protection and strengthen on an ally for 3 turns, and the ally protect cannot be removed. Places a block debuffs, ally protection, and strengthen. So all of these are going to be 3 turns on a 3-turn cooldown. So you can basically pick a priority ally and really help them out. Cool, I like that. Whenever an ally is attacked under ally protection buff placed by this champion, places a shield on an ally equal to 30% of this champion's max HP for 2 turns. Occurs if the ally does not already have a shield placed on this champion. Also decreases the cooldown of this champion's Legion of the Damned right there. Passive, okay. By 2 turns if the shield buff is placed. By 2 turns, okay. Pretty cool passive, I like that. Another passive, block debuffs and 25% strength and buff for 3 turns on an ally with the lowest max HP at the start of each round. Also place 50% ally protection buff on them for 6 turns. Wow, so really a chance to enable a DPSer, and that could be really good in Undead Faction Wars as well. And it cannot be removed. Aura ally resistant all battles by 60. Yeah, this champion looks really good. There's a lot of fun in terms of building a team around using this guy. So yeah, I'm gonna give this like an A or an A minus. This looks like a lot of fun to build something with and play around with. This looks like a pretty solid addition to the game here in Necrit. We also have Urost. Now, again, amazing aesthetics, but Urost is one that I did go over in a video a few weeks ago that we knew was coming down the pipeline, but I will do a quick refresher course on Urost here just in case you're curious. The A1 shield buff on this champion equal to 10% of max HP, scales with HP, that's super cool, and then shield's value for each poison on the so place shield buff on this champion. So going to be a lot of self-sustain coming out of Urost. Then we got an AoE that can be booked to 3 turns. Lots of books going on here though, unfortunately. And then decreasing turn meter by 15% if they're under poison. Decreased speed. So yeah, really synergizing well with somebody that places poisons on your enemies, and then also a stun if they are under 3 or more poisons. So lots of synergistic abilities here, and Urost looks like another fun one to build a team around. 25% strengthen. This can be booked to 3 turns on all allies, and ally protection except this champion for 2 turns. That's very cool. I like that ability. Gonna help you really keep a team alive and make them tanky. When attacked, has a 50% chance of placing a poison. Whenever an ally is attacked that's under a strengthen, can place a provoke. Increase the champion's max HP by 5% whenever a champion receives damage from a poison placed by this champion, but will not increase. It is capped there. But yeah, basically, Urost is going to make himself and his team a lot tougher and has some synergy with poisons to do a lot of damage. I resist in all battles by 80. So yeah, I'm going to give this guy like an A. I think this looks fun. It's interesting. It's new mechanics, great aesthetics, and a fun kit to play around with. So yeah, I'm going to give Urost an A. And for the Dark Elves, we've got Rian the Conjurer, and we did see a tandem ability in terms of working with Rian, so we're getting more tandem abilities in the game. Base stats, pretty normal, looks like. A1, block buffs, I like that on an A1, very good. We can book this to a 100% chance of removing all buffs from all enemies. Also, place a weaken on all enemies for 2 turns on a 3-turn cooldown. I like that, that's cool. Revives a dead ally with 50% HP. And fills their turn meter. Will also place a block debuffs on them for 2 turns. That's a very cool revive ability. Will also revive Akoth and Urost with 30% HP if they're on the same team and not the target of the skill. Will then also fill their turn meters. But so okay, you're kind of supposed to use them all in synergy with each other and build a team around that. So if you want to get the maximum utility out of this and make sure that you, but like Urost is so tanky that like that probably won't even come if Rian's alive. That probably won't even come into play. And then if either Akoth or Urost are the target of the skill, that champion will be revived with. So basically, just synergizing really well with those 2 champions. But even if not, some cool utility out of Rian here. So in terms of being an epic, yeah, placing block buffs and then 3-turn cooldown, buff removal and weaken, an A. Yeah, so even without the synergistic stuff here on the A3. I would give it A. It looks like a really cool epic and pretty solid. Then for Knight Revenant, we've got a new epic right here in Rector Droth. Okay, looks cool. Wow, really good base speed, pretty solid there on the base stats. Decrease attack. So it could be potential for clan boss maybe. Heals all allies by this champion's max HP. I like that. After healing, place a perfect veil buff for 2 turns on all allies with full HP. Place continuous heal buff for 1 turn instead on all allies with less. So yeah, that's good potential there on the heals. Revive a single ally with 60% and fill their turn meter by 60. Place a perfect veil on a 4-turn cooldown. So pretty cool so far. We've got decrease attack, lots of heals, revive, perfect veil. Whenever an ally under veil or perfect veil buff gets a turn, heal them by 10%. That's also good. More heals. Also increase resistance of allies under veil or perfect veil by 50. with multiple. Ooh, okay, so it will actually synergize with multiples, and then resistance and Doom Tower by 55. So okay, yeah, pretty solid. I can get behind this again. I'm gonna go like A minus. Pretty solid for an epic. And then we also do have, we've got Thea to go over. Now Thea has been reviewed a lot. We've known Thea's coming for a while, and Thea's been in the game since the launch of the Doom Tower here. So I don't have to go over Thea fully in depth. We've already done that multiple times. But Thea is going to be able to be acquired from the Doom Tower fragments that you get, and is definitely going to be a fun one to play around with when we can, because it's our first chance to get Hex on our side of the battlefield and kind of place it on enemies. So Thea's definitely going to be good, but I've already covered Thea pretty extensively. Then for the dwarves, we've got an uncommon. Here we go. Hey, stun on a 3-turn cooldown, 2 line. Yeah, Icebound's going to be just food there. Then the rare Kurzad Depart. Extra hit, places extra. So if critical, can decrease speed. Okay, not bad for a rare. We've got an AoE 3-turn cooldown that's filling turn meter. Okay, not bad. Increase accuracy on all allies for 2 turns and attack all enemies and break their defense on a 3-turn cooldown. Hey, that's pretty solid. That is not bad. Decrease speed. Yeah. Okay, I like this. Then it's, so we've got 2 different AoE attacks. The base stats are a little low, but he is a rare. Yeah, but in terms of being a rare, you got to go like B plus. Like not ridiculously amazing, but solid for being a void rare. Then we've got right here. I did review Ragnar in my other video, so I'm not going to cover this extensively, but basically it looks like some fun for a clan boss team, and does have some cool synergies. So I think I gave like a B or a B minus or something, if I remember correctly. But yeah, that looks like it for dwarves. So I think that's gonna cover most of the new champions that were kind of added here. If I missed any, definitely let me know, and I apologize for that. I tried my best to kind of go through them all quickly and provide some grades and some context so you could keep an eye on what's coming new to raid this week in terms of champions. So that was a lot of fun. Let me know down in the comment section if you agree with me or disagree with me, or if I missed anything. I would love to hear your guys' input as well, so I can learn. And then I've got a lot of work to do, because I need to get this stuff added to the tier list. I need to keep that thing up to date. It's going to be a busy week in raid, a lot going on, and a lot to get updated. So that's going to do it for this one. And as always, thank you for watching. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.